Welcome to the ARK Survival Evolved Ragnarok map. This is my attempt of the Hardcore Mode series, where I will have only 100 days, surviving dangerous conditions, with only one single life, where I need to tame and raise an army of all the needed dinosaurs, as well as gathering all the artifacts required to enter the boss arena, getting all the needed gear to finally take on the alpha bosses of the map. This series is presented by Dodorex. Be sure to subscribe.
Flashback.
Previously, in the Hardcore series, I found myself in a very strange lair of Mr. Boney, which is actually a very special guest star that was played by Zanny Zebra, the legend himself that inspired the Hardcore series. He explained to me the story about his lost jerboa. He only gave me 5 days to complete the challenge, so I knew I would need a very fast flyer, and since I no longer had a wyvern, I was finally lucky enough to spot a high level griffin. So I went over to shoot him with the tranq dart and lured him into the trap. I managed to get the gate closed behind him as he was aggroed onto the PT, and I started shooting him with my tranq darts. He went down pretty fast, but he would only finish taming up by nighttime. Luckily there was a dead stego nearby and we could use the prime meat, so the process went fairly quickly. I then made my way over to the place where Mr. Boney said I would find a clue. This is where I started having a vision, and I saw Zanny himself when he was busy with his challenge on Ragnarok. He made it into the sacrificial chamber without knowing that he needed a sacrifice, and he couldn't bring himself to sacrificing his jerboa, so he killed himself off instead. I now knew where to find the jerboa, so I would start gearing up and making my way over to the labyrinth cave. Once I reached, I navigated through the puzzle maze inside the labyrinth cave on the right hand side, and I made it through quite easily. This time I was a lot better prepared. I then grabbed myself Artifact of the Clever and located Jeffrey that was still in the sacrificial chambers. I made quick work of the boss arena since this time I had Hey by my side, and she was a beast in there. And finally, just as time was about to run out, I managed to return Jeffrey safely back to Mr. Boney. Zanny then wished me good luck on my final days on this challenge, and then just like that, he disappeared.
End of flashback.
This is episode 10 of the 100-Day Hardcore series. If you enjoy this episode, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. After the previous episode, I was feeling very proud of myself for saving a spirit that's been trapped on this map for so long. I then made my way back to base to grab Air Force One, as I still had a bunch of hostages that I needed to return back to base. So I made my way back to Mr. Boney's lair, lined up at the loading dock, and I started grabbing my jerboas one by one, and I again started the boarding process. Finally here to save you guys. All the jerboas were pretty shaken up by the whole experience, but I knew they would soon feel better once we reached base again. So I collected them all, and once I had the final jerboa grabbed, I made my way over to start taking the raptors as well. Even though I don't really like them that much, they did pretty much save me in the previous episode, and they had a pretty good fighting attempt to take out Mr. Boney when they thought I was the goner. So their loyalty is appreciated. And once the final boarding was completed, we were ready to take off. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, you know the drill. Welcome aboard Air Force One, and today's flight we are flying again to Ragnarok Canyon. So it is a short flight. We do want to ask, keep your seatbelts fastened at all time and enjoy the flight. And again, thank you for choosing Air Force One. once we safely touched down, we slowly taxied our way over to the deloading dock. I then finally chucked all the Jerboas back to their family. They were probably pretty worried about them, and I reunited them all. Since I didn't really have an idea what to do with a Pego, I thought he would become my little guard dog. Stay. Stay, Mr. Pego. And time to drop off the artifact. I didn't know it yet, but I was about to be visited by yet another spirit trapped on this map. And there we go, we now have just one more artifact left. I think I'm gonna sit down and have a bit of a meeting and plan out how I'm gonna go about getting it, because it is an underwater one, so I'll most likely take the Moser out that I haven't even used before. But first I need to do some research here and find out where exactly it is.
Now, Mr. Boney told me it was somewhere over here. Let me just have a quick look at my GPS here, make sure I'm going in the right direction. I think it was somewhere over here. Let me have a quick peek over the ledge here. Ah, there it is. Hello, hello, hello. Let me just quickly...
Unknowingly, I still did my planning.
That beautiful jacuzzi there in the water. And he'd left some glass on the ceiling for me. Perfect. Easy way in.
And I went over to take a quick poo.
Your roof unattended. Nice. And straight up. I got off. No. You know what? I'll just... Ha! He actually left his door unlocked. Perfect. Just walk straight in. Nice and easy.
I heard someone running past me and head upstairs. So I had to go and investigate.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath. Oh, let's just get into something a little bit more comfortable. There we go. Nice. Ah, refreshing water. Feels so good on the bones. Mr. Boney was right.
Is there someone there?
No. No one here. No hablo inglés, por favor.
Excuse me, sir. Who are you and why are you in my jacuzzi?
Hi Kruger. How you doing? Doing good? I was just told about your little house over here. Your tails are making their way through the spirit world, so I figured I'd come hang out, you know?
Oh boy, here we go again. Am I about to be kidnapped?
No, it's fine. I'm chill. I just want to hang out at the jacuzzi. Come join me inside. The water's perfect. Come on.
Okay.
Let's get... Now, you see, Kruger, Mr. Boneby was telling me about you, right? And how you like able to help him save his Jerboa, and I've always had this dream. Like just right now, I'm gonna tell you a story. I've always had this dream of fighting the Dodorex during Halloween. But since it doesn't spawn in Ragnarok and I'm kind of stuck here of dying during my challenge, I need you to help me fulfill my dream.
Wait, how did you die? No, wait, don't tell me. From natural causes, right?
Oh, you're so smart, don't you? No. But I did think you might recognize me.
I mean, of course, seeing a fellow South African do the 100-day challenge really helped build my inspiration to trying it myself. But I don't really know how I can help you.
Well, you see, Kruger, there is a tale about a legendary temple on a small island off the coast of the Green Orb. In this temple, it's believed that there is a sacred scroll on how to summon the Dodorex.
So, I'm assuming you have some of my tames and you're gonna force me into doing this, right?
Well, yeah, but actually no. But I do have something that you want if you complete this challenge with me. I have a blueprint that you have been searching for quite a while at this point.
That is tempting. Well, okay. Let me see what I can do. I've got some things planned, but give me a few days and I'll reach out to you. How do I even call you?
Don't worry about that. I'll call you because I'm like always watching. You know, I'll be here.
Alright, I think on that note, it's my time to leave. I'm definitely gonna have to retire the Pegomastic since he turned out to be a pretty useless guard dog. After the chat with Mr. X, I decided to get a move on. Alright, let's see if we can track down the mysterious temple. Hopefully we can get there before it gets too dark. I have no idea where it is. All I know, I'm searching for a small island off the coast of Greenop. I pretty much made it to Greenop in no time, and I saw a cliff nearby and I decided I would stop there for stamina and to get a nice bird's eye view. You know, like this little green guy sitting on top of my head. I must say, I do think Kiwi enjoys watching these adventures with me. Right, so since that's Jerboa Island, I would assume it's going to be one of those two. Let's head over to the smaller one first. And I started to glide down as the sun was setting. I think I see some ruins or something on top there. Definitely not a temple, but maybe it used to be one. So I made my way over to the unexplored location, and I saw some fires burning off in the distance. Alright, this is a little creepy. And of course it's getting pitch dark. And clearly I was in the right place, as I saw a little dodo statue at the entrance. I definitely think this is it. I started going into the Dodorex Temple. There were so many different flights of stairs that took me deeper and deeper down into the cave. I had no idea just how deep it would go, or what to actually expect inside. But I was feeling quite brave, so I continued to make my way down. I wonder if these are Dodorex bones, because they're pretty huge. Hope you're not through there, Mr. Dodorex. I'm just here for a little... oh boy. Alright, so we've got a sleeping Dodorex here. Please don't wake up. I then made my way over to the mysterious cabinet and grabbed the scroll. What does this read? To summon the Dodorex. Kill 10 dodos with a Rex at exactly midnight on a full moon, while saying 3 times loud, Dodorex, Dodorex, Dodorex. Also type and magic. Okay, well, we got the scroll. I just want to kind of get out here before this guy wakes up. Oh, he's huge. It's kind of like the first time I see one. But yeah, I definitely don't want him waking up in here. I then started making my way back up the stairs. Now when it comes to a Dodorex, I don't really have the tames to take it on, but I need those BBs, so I am gonna have to big brain it a little bit. I think I'm gonna try and get myself 2 or 3 Thylos to breed up. That would definitely be awesome. I do like Thylos as well, so let me just wait until sunrise, and then hopefully we can go out and tame us up some Thylos. Since I do have some cooked mutton, cooked meat from the candy corn drops, so let's see if we can go track some down in the redwoods again.
Early the next morning.
On day 47, early in the morning, I made my way over to the redwoods, and I was met with a super creepy welcoming party. Just as I landed, a scarecrow appeared in front of me.
Happy Halloween!
That was super creepy. Let me just grab my spyglass thingies. So I started to arm up and got ready for the hunt that lied ahead. I might as well keep my ammo in case I get like caught by one. And clearly I jinxed myself, because that was literally what was about to happen. Like that. Alright. Help me! At the time of playing, I couldn't understand how the Thylo took 4 entire shotgun clips. But upon reviewing the footage, I actually saw so many shots didn't land for some weird reason. Can't even use mate brews because I'm in the air. Luckily, my health and my armor made me survive his attack, and I managed to get him killed. Oh boy, don't end like this, not like this. Reload! Oh. Just in the nick of time. There's one. There we go. Cannot see your level. I spent the entire day forgetting to have my floating names on. So every time I went in to look for levels, I couldn't see it and I couldn't understand why. There's our little friend. Okay. I wonder if those waters are shallow enough for him to go down. Excuse me, Mr. Griffin. So, since he was occupied with a Diplo, I lined him up and got ready to take my shots. And of course, the annoying Diplo knocked him out the way for one of my shots, and he was quickly making his way towards me. I then thought it would be a good idea to get him moved over to a cliff edge. Alright, Mr. Thylo, come, follow me. Let's get you to a nice little rocky edge. Like this. But for a moment, Thylo was completely out of sight. But I did manage to track him down. There you are. No. He was definitely avoiding my shots. Don't tell me he's smart enough that he ran around. And then stupid me fell down the edge, where the Thylo was waiting to pounce on me. I managed to outrun him and I tried to make my way back to the Griffin, but I kinda got trapped between a rock and a tree. Oh boy, oh boy. And then I realized I would have to fight him on the ground. There's no way to go around. Luckily, it only took a few more shots and he started running. Once he started running away, I made chase after him. But of course, just as my luck would have it, this happened. Seriously? Seriously? What level are you? Brett, I was kind of busy with something. Oh boy. That was a 150. So wait, why did the other one take so much damage then? There's our guy, come on. This is where I realized I needed to review the clip. Trudon. Oh, this is going so bad today. Don't make me pass out. Please don't pass out. Do not have stimberries. I got rid of the pesky Trudon, but of course I passed out. So I waited until I was waking up again to go look for my missing Thylo. I couldn't see him anywhere in front of me, so I thought he was a goner, but luckily as I turned around, I spotted him. Right, there he is. Yeah, that's not what I wanted to do, I'm sorry. And then finally, as he ran past me, I managed to get the final dart in, and my first Thylo was officially knocked. Not the best level though. I continued scouting around, carefully watching the trees, but then I noticed a Thylo below me. Ooh, there's one on the ground there. So I went in to land on the edge to shoot him from there. Can you get higher up than that? No, buddy. Don't attack the bear. I hope you can defeat the bear. Since the Thylo was preoccupied, I thought this would be a good time to start shooting him. I'm gonna shoot you while you're busy with him. But it didn't take him very long to shred through the bear, and he was making his way over towards me. I did think, however, I was in a safe spot and he wouldn't be able to get to me. Look at this dude. Come on, bucktooth Becky. You can get up here. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. You're gorgeous. Your teeth are beautiful. I didn't even get a chance to see your level. But finally, he was running. So I knew he just needed one more shot to go down. and I was forced to make chase. Come on, come here. Luckily, he was trapped on a boulder, so I was able to catch up to him and shoot the final darts to get him knocked out. Some here at least. Oh, another female, but this one is a higher level. Okay. I then continued my search to look for a stud. And of course got picked down again. What level are you? Because you're beautiful! I still couldn't see the levels, but he had such nice colors that I rather tried to risk it and shoot him with tranq darts. He was running pretty quickly, so I assumed he was a pretty low level. But I still wanted him, because he's purple. Come on, Mr. Griffin. I decided to make chase with a griffin, and then another one jumped. Bruh! Luckily, he was only a one-tap, so I took care of him in no time. And then I got attacked by some very aggressive pegos. Seriously. Like seriously? Luckily, the Thylo started running back in my direction, and I was able to get him knocked out. It was only a level 15 and also a female, so my search continued. And then I spotted this. Please be a male. It was the first time I ever seen two Thylos on the same tree. I wasn't really sure if this was normal. I assumed there were a couple. Is that normal? Do they do that? But since I already had enough females, I had to get them separated from one another. So I shot the female, but the male launched forward like a missile. So I quickly took to the air and searched for a good spot to shoot them from. This might do the job. Nab them. Once I landed, it seemed like the female was a bit spooked and she was running away, so this was the ideal time to start shooting the male. Now buddy, I've got a little lady friends for you. You're gonna want to come with me, okay? This turned out to be a pretty good spot, since every time he tried to run, he ran into the wall and he made his way back towards me. So I easily managed to get quite a few darts in him, until he started to try and run away. Don't be so feisty, you're gonna like where I'm gonna take you. Luckily, he turned back and I was able to shoot one more dart, and he was on the run for his final arrow. Unfortunately, I missed my shot, so I had to hop on the griffin and make chase yet again. I chased him down and did a pretty cool move as I hopped off mid-flight and shot him in the same motion. And down went the final Thylo. I now finally had my male. While he was taming up, I realized I only brought 2 cryopods, so I went back to base quickly to throw out the 2 that I already had tamed, and then made my way back to grab the last remaining ones. By the time I reached, the first one was already done taming, but it was starting to get dark, so I did get a little bit nervous that I would get jumped from the tree somewhere, so I knew I had to do this quickly. Alright, let's quickly name you. I'm gonna name you Becky. Is your bucktooth Becky? I know. My name originality, it is horrible. And once I had Becky, I quickly made my way over to cryo the male as well. Into this cryopod and get the hell out of here. If I don't see the redwoods for the rest of the series, that'll be just fine.
The next day.
Alright, so I need to do a little bit of metal farming. Ooh, Mr. Anki. I dropped you off a little close there. But yeah, I'm pretty much gonna spend today working on as much metal, silica pearls, hide and fiber as possible, while I continuously raise a whole bunch of Thylos in the background. So I did multiple trips of wood farming for some charcoal, collected some hide and fiber since I needed that for the saddles, bred some of the Thylos as I needed my army, and started working on the saddles. I had to make some prim and some ascendant. I then decommissioned Air Force One as a normal public transport, and I turned him into a military plane, as I had some big plans in store. And at the evening I went out to collect silica pearls, since I would need a lot of electronics to make some heavy turrets.
The next day.
Day 49, the farming got pretty intense. More like a sweatshop, as everyone at base got involved, young and old. We were going back and forth for stone and flint trips, making spark powder, turning that into gunpowder, as we needed to make a whole lot of ARB. We pretty much spent the entire day making bullets and turrets, and by that evening we were basically ready.
The following day,
The start of day 50, we were on a pretty tight schedule, so I started the morning by loading up Air Force One with the army of Thylos, and I went around leveling them. I had to use some interesting acrobatics as I jumped from one to another to get all of them leveled up. Once that was done, I made my way over to the beaver dams to grab some much needed paste to finish up the heavy turrets. I also needed a little bit more silica pearls, and luckily they were already respawned. So I dove down to grab the final pearls I would need. I made the final bullets. I think I totaled just under 4k. So I split it up between the Quetzal and the Griffin, loaded them both up with everything that I would need, including the turrets. And by the time they were both super encumbered, I was ready to go. And that's us done, ready and on the way. So hopefully the Griffin can carry everything, and now I just need to locate Mr. Rex. I finally finished up loading up the Griffin, and I went out searching for the man himself.
Wait for me! Wait, I'm coming! I'm coming! Don't leave me behind! Gosh, this is so impolite.
Where did you even come from? I mean, I was just on the roof.
I told you, I'm everywhere. I am always watching. Now, I can't fly it on my own, so you're gonna have to give me this Griffin.
I mean, that's fine. Finally, you can kind of do something, because I mean, I've been doing all the work this episode.
Yeah, that's details.
Just don't steal my Griffin, please.
Run for life, run.
Alright, hopefully they don't all fall off. Kinda nervous for this. And there we go, the army is off.
I will say that's a pretty amazing technique you have there, Mr. Kruger, for getting all those Thylos around.
I mean, this used to be the way we did it before the time of cryopods, so...
Yeah, well, you can just follow me now.
I'm just somewhat slower, but I'll be there in no time. Finally, we arrived at our battle station, so I made quick work of placing a turret tower and a minigun, and built somewhat of a trap. Our army was lined up, waiting in anticipation for the Dodorex. We had everything that we needed. Preparation was done. Everything would come down to this moment, as we waited for midnight to break. Finally, midnight was there, and we had our Dodo sacrifices ready to go as we started our chant. Dodorex, 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 Dodorex. And miraculously, it worked. The Dodorex has spawned in, and we're about to start the fight. Alright, Mr. Rex, I think we've got our Dodorex in sight. He's... Yep, that's definitely him.
We've got a problem. We have a very big problem.
And of course, in all the excitement, I forgot our main weapon.
We forgot to turn on the turrets.
Oh no! I've got this. I just shook my head in negativity. Alright, Thylos, you're gonna have to keep him busy for daddy for a second. This is a big balls move. Luckily, I got the turrets on just in time, as our Thylo army was starting to get absolutely slaughtered by the Dodorex.
Tell me there's still some left because I'm still down here.
I used my pro grapple skills to get up back to the minigun turret as quick as possible.
Sorry, I'm providing covering fire from the bus.
And I was able to remount the minigun turret as we gave the final death blows to the Dodorex.
Reloading.
And there we go, we got him down.
Yeah, boy.
Right now, Mr. X, I believe we had a deal.
We did. You did well. And for that, I will give you this your much awaited prize.
I'm so nervous to... Yep, that's exactly what I was expecting.
Bruh.
Actually, I was thinking I was gonna get like a blueprint for a cable or something.
I suppose you could have this. I prefer the other prize, though. I think it's better, but
This will definitely be useful on my challenge, and... Oh, well. Literally just like that. He disappeared. A very special thanks to Natural Causes for joining me on this episode. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like, comment and subscribe to see what we have in store again next week.